UT Bank, still alone in less than 48 hours.
Sasso insecticide spray and coil.
MTN, welcome to the new world.
Tropical cables.
A very good evening to you. Thanks for staying with us on News 360. Time now for us to look at the latest business trends, talking about lending rates and its effects on the investor community, as well as other detail. I'm Nanikia Mensah Brampa. Let's look at our first story for tonight. And some international donors have bemoaned the high interest rates by banks in the country. At a stakeholder meeting with the Trade and Industry Ministry, the international donors said the high charges would negatively impact on attracting investors into the country.
The representatives of the international donors at the stakeholder meeting, where the Department for International Development differed, the World Bank, the European Union and the Danish International Development Agency, DANIDA, the Trade Minister, Dr. Ekos Gabra, said the purpose of the meeting was to seek for funds to develop the sector.
We expect them to make commitments of specific amounts of money to help the Ministry of Trade and Industry to promote the private sector as the engine of growth of the economy. The Danish government has already indicated that they have a certain amount of money that they can help the ministry with in the private sector development strategy. The British government, through the DFID, the Department for International Development, also just announced their willingness to support us with certain funds for some of the programs that we have.
The Bank of Ghana in April this year pegged the interest rate at 23.9%. At the forum, the international donors urged governments to work on the high interest rates charged by banks. Ekos Gabra, though admitted the current power crisis and interest rates was a challenge for businesses, he said the situation is also attracting investors into the country.
Ghana has a fantastic enabling environment, and to surprise many people to hear that doomsaw is a problem, yes. Interest rates are a problem, yes. But you balance them against these things I've said, and when the investor balances all those factors, he still says, I'd rather invest in Ghana than in many other countries.
The Trade Minister stated the ministry is working on reducing the 3 billion trade deficits recorded annually.
Now, on job creation, government through the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations has projected to create over 1,000 jobs by year 2030. Now, ahead of a national job summit next week, the ministry says it will primarily focus on manufacturing sector to create those jobs.
2 years ago, government said it had created over 50,000 jobs in the public sector. The pronouncement triggered analysis of its feasibility among some labour experts. Currently, latest figures from the World Bank indicates that youth unemployment constitutes 25.6% across the country. The World Bank was also worried government was spending over 70% of its revenue on 600,000 civil servants without necessarily creating jobs. Again, according to the Ghana Living Standard Survey 2006, about 250,000 students graduated but without jobs. But both government and other key stakeholders have failed to reduce unemployment rate in the country. For these reasons, the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations is to organize a job summit to discuss job creation for the youth.
Our policies and initiatives are geared towards facilitating sustainable employment generation, which will in turn facilitate economic growth. It is our interest, therefore, to initiate, encourage, support, organize, participate in, and adopt appropriate strategies to fulfill our mandate of coordinating employment opportunities in the country.
The job summit to be held next week will focus on an action plan to create jobs in the manufacturing and productive sectors of the economy. Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations, Baba Jamal, was hopeful the summit will help address the issues of unemployment.
There is a need for a skilled workforce which can provide us with an efficient public transport system, affordable but safe housing, and reliable energy supply, maintains our roads, bridges and railways, We will need capable engineers and mechanics to service our industries, and skilled garment makers, jewelers, and shoemakers who will also be able to compete globally.
Now let's look at some activities within the petroleum industry, where Vivo Energy Ghana, distributors of Shell petroleum products, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service and the National Road Safety Commission, have intensified training of facilitators on their road safety awareness program dubbed My Road Safety, My Life.
The program was launched last year and is aimed at educating school children on road safety measures. 10 selected schools were drawn from areas where high-risk roads are located and put in road safety clubs of 30 each. A yearly refresher training is organized for facilitators from the schools. Vivo Energy says the program has seen much success since its inception and will be intensified.
Children and young people are at a significant risk on our roads. Vivo Energy believes in the Catch Them Young strategy, with the hope that if children start learning about road safety from a very early age, it will lead to safer behaviors in later life. Road safety education plays an important role in shaping the attitudes and behaviors of children and young people, ensuring they become responsible drivers, passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists.
According to the National Road Safety Commission, 71 people have died through road accidents in less than 3 months this year, and this rate is quite alarming. Children who use roads either as pedestrians or cyclists are more prone to these incidents. The Commission called for particular attention on high-risk roads including Medina, Odoko, Tesano and the motorway.
Available data shows that almost 23% of all pedestrians that are involved in fatalities in the country are children under the age of 16, and they are normally knocked down on the roads that they are very familiar with. Road safety is a shared and collective responsibility.
The Regional Director of Education, Felicia Boachi-Yadam, asked teachers to create more practical means of educating school children on road safety, since it is already in the syllabus.
So always remember to look left, look right, look left again before you take that step. That'll do for business.